How's it, guys? This is Dayvy, FPL, and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video, I'll be taking you through my very own team selection for the upcoming Game Week 11. So after wildcarding in Game Week 10, hopefully we are sitting on a green arrow. I'll give you guys an indication of that in a quick team review of the prior Game Week 10. Then don't worry, all the rest of the video will be all that good stuff from Game Week 11 as you looked at the transfer plan and my actual team selection. So if that's something you guys are interested in, sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. So as mentioned in the introduction, a quick review of Game Week 10, and thankfully off the wildcard, yes, we did get a green arrow to about the 770k mark. So by Game Week 10, I think a nice rank to have would have been 750k, we are quite close to that. So hopefully in Game Week 11 we can break that mark. Now that green arrow was thanks to a nice 74 points total, a 2.6 million Game Week rank, and we're currently sitting with 626 points. Now in the comments down below, let me know how your Game Week 10 went. Was it a great week, a good week, or a bad week? And where are you guys sitting in the overall ranks? Then in terms of our upcoming team selection and our transfer plan, one free transfer, and yes, 0.0 left in the bank, so no money to spend at all. Now let's go over those 74 points, and on the bench, we actually were going to be getting Charlie Taylor off the bench for his 6-point appearance. Now no, there wasn't actually a clean sheet, it's the fact that he scored, I think, within the opening 10 minutes of the Burnley game. Unfortunately, they didn't keep hold of the clean sheet, otherwise this would have been a massive haul. If you told me at the start of the game week that the Burnley defender would have to come off my bench, I would have taken 6 points every day of the week, as I don't really have that much faith in that Burnley defense, to be honest. Other than that though, Strakosha, the backup goalkeeper for Brentford, he won't be getting any sight of goal. Flecken at the moment is just playing too good, unless he obviously gets injured. We then have Gaio only got 1 point, and then Archer only got 1 point, but these two players were second and third for a reason. I wasn't expecting points from them. Our starting goalkeeper was going to be Areola, who got us 3 points, the save point, but as you guys would have seen in the ultimate guide, West Ham's defense is simply terrible. I guess the only saving grace is the fact that he's so cheap. So yes, the clean sheet was lost, I guess the save points were there, but I'm worried slightly about this goalkeeper pick on my wildcard. Then the rest of the defensive department was going to be Matty Cash, Gabriel, and Tsimikas. Gabriel obviously didn't play any minutes against Sheffield United, and that's why Charlie Taylor's coming off the bench. Now both these two sides actually played at the exact same time, so when I saw that Gabriel was benched and Charlie Taylor scored his goal, it was an anxious wait to see if Gabriel actually got minutes. Now I spoke about this in my ultimate guide yesterday, but I do feel like this Gabriel rest was purely rotation. He started 10 games in a row for the Gunners, and therefore I just felt like he was a little bit tired. But I'll also be showcasing why I'm not really worried about him for Game Week 11, and I'll talk about that at the end of this video. We had Matty Cash though with the 5-point appearance, racked up a yellow card for the -1, but still racked up a clean sheet even though Aston Villa conceded. That was thanks to the fact that he got subbed off a little bit early on, which is always nice to see. So sorry if you guys went for Pau Torres or Luca Digne. Then in terms of Tsimikas, also got a very basic 6 points, not to say basics bad, I always like FPL points, but overall his attacking threat wasn't really there. But still, at his cheaper price point, very happy that I went from on the wildcard, and it's quite a gift to be honest. So the defensive department all ended up getting returns. Matty Cash, Taylor, and Tsimikas might not be kind of the mega hauls, but I'll take them at the end of the day. Now let's move on to the midfield department, and let's go from left to right. We're going to be going for our captain Mo Salah to start off with. If you guys watched that Nottingham Forest game, you'll know that Salah didn't do much. He got the assist of the assister, so was playing decently, but unfortunately no returns for that. Then what happens at the end of the game, Szoboszlai puts a ball over the top. Matt Turner comes from it, the centre back also. It's some miscommunication, but the ball lands up in the back of the net as it was really an open goal for Salah. So lucky, yes it was, but I guess he was producing some chances. And maybe Matt Turner actually just captained Salah and gave him that goal. We then have Heung-min Son, who was actually not in my initial wildcard draft, but by the end of the week he was essential. Just playing out of position just looks too hard to drop. And yes, he is more expensive, but with 10 points every single game week basically, that's definitely going to be worth it. You guys would also seen that Spurs are attacking quite freely at the moment, and Son's definitely putting up the stats. A team that's not really attacking that well is going to be Arsenal, but that didn't really affect them against Sheffield United, putting up 5 goals, but Saka only got 1 assist. So I was actually a little bit disappointed with the Saka performance when they're scoring 5 goals. Yes, 2 came after he was subbed off, but 5 goals and 1 assist isn't that great to be honest. The only saving grace was the fact that Odegaard was benched, Martinelli didn't get any attacking returns, so after Nketiah, Saka actually looked pretty good. But let's just hope if they do end up scoring some more goals, Saka's at least involved. Unfortunately, they got a penalty after he was subbed off, and I would have loved if he could take that. Then in terms of Jared Bowen, I was super disappointed with him, mainly the fact that I went for him over someone like a Diaby who obviously banged. I know that Everton might not have been the best fixture in the world, but it was a decent one, and I expected more out of Jared Bowen. Now at least a player like a Matoma also didn't end up performing because that was an easier game, but at his more expensive price tag, I need him to put in some good performances. Because of his more expensive price tag, I therefore had to go for a cheap option. It was between a Dringa and Cole Palmer. I went for the former option, and overall wasn't the worst performance, but Cole Palmer definitely looked better. So yes, another disappointing kind of punt on the wildcard, only the 2 points from both these two assets, and I was really wanting more. Luckily in our forward department, I wasn't wanting more from Erling Haaland. At my rank bracket, almost caused a grey arrow, as because I didn't captain him, his high ownership still took effect. But if you guys didn't watch that game, Man City completely dominated it, 2 goals, 1 assist, Haaland could have had more even, and just shows you how dangerous him and Man City actually are. Now yes, I know they're not going to play United every single game week, but still a great side overall, and I just wish I captained him over someone like a Salah. So comment down below if you guys captain Erling Haaland, how big was that green arrow? I presume it was quite nice. 16 points as your captain is a mega haul. Then we go to the last option, who I can't really explain how he ended up blanking. It's Ollie Watkins. He racked up about 1.5 XG in the first half alone. How he ended up on 2 points, I can't even explain as mentioned. And on a wild card, bring him in, he was almost a definite no-brainer. So the stats backed up this choice, but I would have really loved some attacking returns. I guess it just wasn't his day. So don't blame me for breaking Ollie Watkins, because over the prior game weeks, I don't think he's blanked at all. I bring him in on my wildcard, he ends up blanking, so it might actually be my fault. But other than that, overall the team looked pretty decent. Yes, we could have had some more returns, the green arrow could have been bigger, but you never take a green arrow for granted. Let me know how your game week went. Was it a green arrow, was it a red arrow, was it a grey arrow, and where are you guys sitting after game week 10 in terms of the overall ranks? Now before I go over my team selection, I'll be giving you guys my transfer plan, or at least what I plan to do for the upcoming game week, and that's probably going to be banking a transfer. As you guys would have known, I wildcarded in game week 10, the very natural play for the game week after that is to probably bank a transfer, unless you obviously get injuries. So I'm actually recording this on Wednesday evening before the Carabao Cup games actually kick off, and as you guys will know, 10 Premier League teams are actually playing. So if there are injuries in those fixtures, if there are some team selection concerns, that'll probably force my hand into a transfer, but if nothing happens in those games, touch wood nothing happens, I'll probably end up banking a transfer. Now I'll update you guys on my Discord server or my Twitter page if this news does change, and I plan to do a deadline stream coming up on Saturday before the deadline. But all you guys have to know, at the current time of recording, the transfer will be banked, unless we get some injury news in the Carabao Cup yesterday as you guys are watching this video. Now if you guys are planning to make a transfer, comment it down below. If you need any help with your transfer decisions, I'll try and help you out as far as possible. But now let's go on to the actual Game Week 11 team selection. I'll be going player by player, discussing my expectations or my doubts in them, and just going over the overall team structure. So let's start off on our bench, and this week we actually have some benching dilemmas. I've got Charlie Taylor at the current moment against Crystal Palace at home, and also Gabriel against Newcastle. So now's where you guys see why I'm actually not worried about Gabriel's, because we can simply going to bench him in Game Week 11 anyways, and we can take it for Game Week 12 to decide if we want to lose him or keep him. I just feel like Newcastle away is a tough game on paper, and my other defenders are better fixtures. Now if you guys have to play him, not the end of the world. I think that Arsenal defense is pretty decent, but so is that Newcastle attack. Then in terms of other players, Archer against Wolves at home, this is a fine fixture if you guys want to play him, but if you guys saw, he was actually benched for Brewster in Game Week 10. Our starting goalkeeper will therefore be Areola as usual, because Strakosha is the backup. He has Brentford away, not expecting a clean sheet because of that West Ham defense, but if you can keep Mbeumo out, I'll be happy. Then our back three is going to have one change to it. It's going to be Matty Cash against Nottingham Forest away. Great game on paper. Forest aren't the best attacking side, but I am hoping for some attacking returns from a usually attacking Matty Cash. We then have Gay from Crystal Palace against Burnley. Now would you guys start Gay or would you start Charlie Taylor? I believe the Crystal Palace defense is slightly better than the Burnley one. Gay also does offer some attacking threat, maybe not as much as Charlie Taylor as you saw in Game Week 10, but he still has quite a threat on all those set pieces. The final defender is going to be Tsimikas against Luton away. Also great game on paper. A little bit annoying that it is an away game, but I do believe Liverpool can keep the clean sheet. All eyes will be on the team selection though in the Carabao Cup tonight. If Tsimikas gets the majority of minutes, I might be slightly worried of a starting place, but I still believe that he is first choice for the Premier League. Then the midfield department, going to start off with his colleague Mo Salah, also against Luton away. This is a fantastic game on paper. If you guys want to captain Mo Salah, I would definitely do it, as I can see quite a few goals for the Merseyside club. I doubt that Mo Salah will be getting many minutes in the Carabao Cup game tonight, but if he does, there might be a slight concern. But Salah's pretty much never benched in the Prem. Then if Heung-min Son against Chelsea at home, this is a tough game on paper according to the stats, but the Chelsea defense has been quite leaky these past couple game weeks. Added to that Spurs attack looks pretty good at the current moment, and Heung-min Son is a fine option to play this week. The same could be said about Saka against Newcastle away. This is a tougher game on paper, but with that Arsenal attack looking not as great, I'm just hoping for any attacking return in this one. Maybe a dodgy penalty. I'll literally take anything from the Arsenal man, as he is quite differential still at the current moment. Then we're going to have Jared Bowen against Brentford away. This game is also tough on paper. That Brentford defense has improved quite a lot, and West Ham overall haven't looked too great over the past couple of game weeks. It's literally the same with other players. Anything from Jared Bowen, I'll take at the end of the day. I just need some payment for this faith I had to bring him in on my wildcard. And the final option, Adingra, is just going to be a punt for these upcoming game weeks. He also has Everton away. There should be a good game on the cards for Brighton, but also haven't really been in great form over the past couple of game weeks. Now the saving grace for Adingra might be the fact that Brighton have a free midweek. They don't play in the Carabao Cup tonight or tomorrow, and therefore there should be a full rested Brighton squad for the weekend. So does that mean Adingra starts and plays the majority of minutes? I do hope so, as there could be goals in this one. Then finally, our forward department, going to start off with our captain Erling Haaland against Bournemouth at home. It is actually quite close for me between Haaland and Mo Salah. I just believe Haaland is the better option, and this is a home game. So the Kamsi armband will be on the second place Ballon d'Or winner. Let's hope he's just a little bit angry they didn't win the first place. But I think it's pretty much a no-brainer this week. If you guys have Haaland, you captain him. If you don't, Mo Salah's a fine replacement. And I'm actually jealous of you non-Haaland owners, as you probably have Darwin Núñez, Salah, and also Alvarez. You might also have Ollie Watkins in the forward department like myself, Nottingham Forest away. I just hope he converts this XG and gets back to the consistent way of things in terms of his goal scoring. But overall, this should be quite a good game for Aston Villa. They're simply scoring for fun at the current moment. Let's just hope it's Watkins and not Diaby that's involved. But now that you guys have seen my starting 11, can you understand the fact that I might be banking a transfer? Is there any move here that you guys think I should make? And any player that you think I should drop? In terms of the benching debate, I think I've got it pretty right here. Yes, Charlie Taylor might be in place of Gay, but I trust the Crystal Palace defense slightly more. And this way we get to see if Gabriel's benched yet again, because if he is, he's a transfer out. But a pretty straightforward week. I think you guys will find this in the ultimate guide I said yesterday. Not many talking points, but if you guys want me to talk about anything, comment it down below, and I'll try to help you guys out with your own teams if you have any problems. Otherwise, hopefully see you guys in the deadline stream coming up on Saturday, 1 hour before the deadline. Looking forward to getting back to the stream. But this is basically a wrap for the video, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Please don't forget to like if you did and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I'll be seeing you guys on Saturday for the deadline stream, but for now, I'm going to be signing off. It's been Dayvy FPL, and I'm out. Cheers, bye.